After 6 weeks or longer, if there are no more bubbles detected coming up through the airlock, you can do a final racking to a new sanitized jug. I like to leave my mead in jugs for at least 2 or even 3 months before bottling, just to be extra certain that the fermentation process is totally complete. If you do that too, just make sure the water in your airlock doesn't go dry. Your mead should have some color if you used fruit, and after being racked a couple of times, it should be clear of all lees and sediment. It's time to bottle and label your mead. You can save old wine bottles and clean and sanitize them, or you can purchase new bottles from the winemaking store. You will also need corks, and you might want to make your own labels stating what type of mead you made and the bottle date. You can let your inner graphic design artist out to create a name and label. To bottle the mead, you will use your siphon and lay out your clean and sanitized bottles on a lower surface to help the siphons flow. You could put them on the floor and then have your mead jug on the counter above. Having a siphon with the stop lever will help considerably so you don't overfill your bottles. You should leave about 2 inches of headspace in your bottles. But before you bottle, why not taste your mead to see if you like the flavor? You can add more honey at this stage if you want it sweeter. To test the alcohol level of your mead, you will need to purchase an alcohol hydrometer and tube. You fill the tube with your mead and then you float the glass alcohol hydrometer in the tube. It has gauges marked on it and it will float at the level of the strength of your alcohol. This whole step of measuring the alcohol in your mead is not necessary. You can just drink and enjoy your mead and make it and drink it. But you may become more curious about the strength of the alcohol of the drinks you're producing. And if that's the case, you will need to purchase the alcohol hydrometer. You could leave your mead in the jug and not bottle it if you plan to drink it fairly soon. You could remove the rubber stopper and airlock and then put a real cork in the top of your jug. This is a short-term storage solution, not long-term. There is a device you can buy or rent for adding caps or inserting corks into your bottles. Use the device and push the corks into your bottles and slap that gorgeous label on. You are done. Now, if you want more information, the wine store will be more than willing to answer all your questions and make suggestions on what you may want to purchase for your mead processing. And online, there are news groups and Facebook groups. There are so many groups out there for the production of wine and mead. And there are experienced mead makers out there that are more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. So you have that resource at hand as well. Now, finally, you may want to look for instructions for a DIY wine rack, since I'm certain this won't be the last bottle of mead you make. Cheers!